What is up, guys? Welcome to another Falserman stream. This one's live trading. Let's get right into it. So, last week I actually created this new template, which is actually really sick. I'm not gonna lie. It's something that will help everyone in the group create a nice daily bias. So I'm gonna go over this daily bias real quick, just get you a little bit familiar with it all. Okay. So up here we have the daily profile down here. So this turquoise or aqua, that's weekly, and then we got the monthly, and then we got per session. Okay, so you can actually see we have all the session POCs. If I just like open this up a little bit better, you can see that we get really nice reactions, and more times than not from these specific sessions. Okay, so it is definitely something you should add to your chart, in my opinion. You could see that the majority of the time when it becomes like a long range naked point of control, we'll get some decent reactions from it. Okay, you know, there's one right here, and then there's one right here, you know, so they are really nice. This one right here, we actually got like a nice little reaction from it, not something crazy though, and then we just broke and then retested it. So but yeah, it's a really nice template for sure. We also have this monthly. Okay, so you can see actually if I just zoom in like this, it has all the values, but we're not really focused on the values, just really focused on those point of controls. Okay, so you can see here, and the value areas, of course. So we got the value area high, value area low. This is the previous month, value area high and value area low, and you can see it actually is giving a decent reaction. If we just put it like here, you can see, you know, just this morning we got a really nice reaction from that, so that was really clean. And then we also had this reaction down here from that monthly, but it takes a month for this profile to actually develop, so it is a bit annoying, but nonetheless it's you know, once we get good reactions from it. And you can see here we're actually going close to this. We actually already rejected from this monthly, which is pretty nice. But this was the trade I took earlier. This was a weekly POC tap, and then just a nice little scalp down. So we actually got a 14 point reaction from it so far. So it's really nice. But 17 points left to go for this, so it's not too bad. So that's them. You guys already probably understand what these are, if you're in the group, obviously. And then this one up here, we got like weekly open, daily open, monthly open, value areas and stuff like that. But over here we actually have the heat map, so you can see like just visually where like there's a lot of volume. So you can like mark out like right up here, there's a nice area of volume. We have down here, which is a nice area of volume. You can see more times than not we'll tap into that high volume node before like going up or going down. So you can see here we closed right here, came back in, tap this area, and then now we're way up. So, and these are like, if you're taking them as scalps, you know, these are really nice scalps. So there's that, and obviously you could change some of the settings. Like you could change the ticks per row down to 5. It'll just be a little bit better in my opinion. I kind of prefer to 5, if I was to be honest with you guys. But you can see here, like, you know, it'll refine it a little bit more. So if you change this from 5 to 10, for example, you can see here that zone then becomes just a little bit wider. Right, you kind of just want to take all that redness in. So really it's up to you. It just depends. You can play around with the settings and get something that you actually like. So there's that. But yeah, that's the new bias builder template that I have been working on. So hopefully you guys like that, because I think it's pretty cool. Like, but yeah, let me know what you think. But we're looking for some trades here, so we'll just go to the normal template. We'll see what we can get. So we had that nice reaction from the VWAP. Yeah, it was really beautiful reaction. So if you guys took that, I'm pretty sure I've seen that. So that was nice. Nice little trade. And then we're just all day we've been hovering around POC. Like, we haven't really escaped it too heavy. And every time we have tried to escape it, we've just came to like an area and just rejected. Like right up here, this was this level right up here. That was a range point control from like way back here. So we came back up, literally missed that to the tick, but we hit the weekly POC, so that was pretty nice. And then that was the main reaction. So see, when it comes to things like that, I would more than likely, scale in. So like scale in from the weekly POC and then scale in again to that range POC. And that's where the daily high was. So just from there, if you would have got in right at the tick, so far 14 points, we're just sitting around 10 now. But I wouldn't be looking at anything like that really. But again, we got this heat map in this template as well, so obviously if you want these guys, you can go get them. This is what I personally trade Apex on. So it is really nice, it's really cool. You can see CD's kind of falling off. But we, I think, getting into this bias builder would be kind of safe. Just a little quick update, so let's see what we're doing. So I can actually chart 3, so if I play this, let's see. Yeah. So let's see. Sir, I am in course from where, which one I start? Can you show me on your website? What do you mean? Like, where should you start? Like, where should you start? Or like, what do you mean? But yes. So we'll get started on this bias builder really quick. Trying to find these levels. That was a really nice level down there this morning. Again, when taking these sort of levels down, we're looking at confluence. So like right down here, there was that level plus the VWAP. So if you guys remember, there was VWAP right here. So that one's already been tapped, but I'm gonna leave that just because it was like such a perfect reaction. It's worth just leaving on the chart for a round. This again, we got just a reaction from here and then up. So it's also knowing when to like not pull these as well, I suppose. But if we just look at these levels, so we've been ranging around here for an hour and a half. So I would expect a break around in the next 2 minutes. If we're going to get a break, it's going to be in the next 2 minutes or in the next, 17. Right around here. We just put something like this, see what we got going on. Nothing really. Nothing. If I pull from here, we have that. This one right here. Let's see. Yeah, that one was kind of already, ran through, so I would take again from here. And then this one was ran through. See, usually, whenever we have some nice reactions, like reaction from here, that is when I would really just scale into those sort of trades, because that means it's like, that's a decent day to be inside the markets, just because of the respect. To be honest though, there's literally no other I start from Course Pro, Order Flow, or Ronin Strategy. Can you tell me step by step? I would start with Course Pro. If you're in the Pro, start with Course Pro, and then go to my strategy. So go to running strategy after that. The order flow, you've already got all that with inside Course Pro. Course Pro is going to be a little bit better on the order flow. Instead of like just order flow, you could just do Course Pro and then running, and that's going to be better than just doing order flow as well. But you could use order flow as well, it's up to you. But I would just do Course Pro and then running. Alright, there's that 30-minute mark, so let's see where this might break to. I'm expecting something. If nothing happens right now, then we're more than likely just going to hover around for the next 15 minutes. But again, there's like no levels here at the moment. You can see here, that was that VWAP level plus POC, so right here would have been a nice confluence area. Just get into a quick scalp. I actually could check the order flow real quick. So like that would have been straight away I would have entered. Like, okay, so if you just look at this, we hit the level and we're moving up. So obviously if you're watching the Course Pro, you guys will understand that this here was an absorption CBD play, which is really nice. So, you know, CBD is breaking down, which means there's more negative delta coming in, but we're still going up. So literally just an A1 setup, you'll actually see that on Ronin strategy. So my strategy inside of the WAP, I actually go over the setup and how I treat it. So, you know, you obviously just mark out those levels and then, you know, wait on the order flow reaction. But, you know, you could have got in right here, you know, because this is going to be your entry right here at this candle low. So that is going to be your entry, perfect on that POC if you're looking for entries there, because you would have got the confirmation right here. You kind of got a confirmation here as well, so you know it really is seeing where you're comfortable with entering. But if we go over here to this chart, you could see here as well, this was the same POC, so yeah, you know, that's the right choice. If you would have entered just straight off that POC tab, that would have been your entry. Stop loss right below here, and your TP is going to be, well, your TP1, so this is where the most volume came in, so you're kind of expecting not a crazy move or anything, but your TP1 would have been around here because of that naked London POC. So your naked London POC would have been right here, and that would have been your entry. So no drop down, that doesn't happen often. So like, you know, I wouldn't even look at that and be like, okay, that's going to happen every single time, because it's probably not. But you can see here that like, if we just got that reaction from this level down here, so like I said before, this POC level plus this POC level plus the absorption plus the higher time frame, which was this VWAP, plus the higher time frame, which was this range point of control, I think you would have been silly not to take this trade. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You would have been crazy not to take this trade. But you know, TP1 would have been a 7-1. TP2 you probably could have held. If I were you, I would hold for a bit. But you probably could have held. But that would have been at least the trade right there. So it's not bad, right? You can see here Delta is falling off a cliff and nothing is happening right now. Yeah, I'd be shocked if we don't break here at any point. I think in the next 15 minutes maximum we're going to break. If not, the 6 o'clock candle might come in and just break it, but within the next 15 minutes, if we don't break down it, you know, I'd be very shocked. You can see here we're actually kind of going in from like a, you know, triangle sort of pattern. I don't trade these, I just look at what retail's kind of doing. So there's that. So we'll see. Sir, if I learn from your course, then sir, can I use another platform for flow of trading via and setup will seem or different? Yeah, you could use whatever platform you want. You know, obviously it might take some time to like copy all the settings and stuff, but you know, if you're using a different platform, what platform do you think you're using? I know I've used like pretty much all the order flow platforms, so you know I could probably help you out. It depends, but it wouldn't be too hard. You know, if you use you know, it really doesn't matter. You can use whatever platform. All you really need is like a delta footprint. You need a volume footprint. You need imbalances that are stacked. You need CBD, and that's pretty much just going to be your main setup. But obviously, if you want the template for TradingView, you can get it inside the Discord. So it's really up to you guys. But yeah, that was a really nice, clean setup. I would definitely be looking into taking that. I wonder if... Okay, so there was literally just the final nail there, like... That's crazy. That is honestly crazy. So you had this imbalance here as well. So you had nothing, like, if you look for ages, there was like nothing for another 5 points. So, like, this was the last resort. If we were going to go longer today, which, more than likely we were, this was such a good trade. I'm actually so annoyed that I missed this one. I was recording videos. I was recording videos, guys. But you can see here, we had range point of control. We had VWAP. We had 2 POCs for the entry. We had an imbalance. We had CVD divergences. Slight but still tradable, right? Like I even trade candle CVD by the wicks. A lot of people say don't trade the wicks, but I'll just give you one good reason why. Is okay, look at this wick. If you didn't have the wicks on, this right here shows us 685 difference in delta. You know what I mean? Like, or 69, sorry, in delta. Like, that is pretty insane. That's a 4.8% difference. Like, that's really insane. So, I wouldn't be thinking that's nothing, right? That's definitely something. That means someone's getting absorbed somewhere. And if you just look from here to here, from that to that lowest, it's 45. So there's 45 negative delta coming in, like, contracts, and that was just going nowhere. That was getting pushed to nowhere. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys think, and if you you can see here, this was that naked weekly. And just right here, 1 tick, we missed it by 1 tick, so that's the reason I like having these sort of levels. Plus that was a psychological level. So that was a really nice trade all in all. Because we got that psychological sort of level at 3,403. There's that 3,400 psychological right around here. Again, so the psychological levels do kind of give a decent reaction, but I would pair them with other things. But this here was like probably the only long today that I would have felt super duper comfortable in. This was a really comfortable long. Easily would have put risk. Just show you guys how to manage that sort of trade. It's like, so if we just look where our entry was, which would have been here, right at that retest. Stop loss 1 tick below the low. A lot of people actually don't put it 1 tick below the low. Like, you could actually do 1 tick inside. So I'm kind of messing about with that as well, just to save myself like 20 bucks, per contract, which is really nice. That adds up in the end. But yeah, that, right here, your TP1, and then, we obviously got TP2 right over here. So if we look at that for TP2, these rejections, this is where we've kind of been hovering around for a while. And then if we look at that from the whole entire area, we've got just this whole entire range. But I think the best way for you guys to look at that would be like a value area. So you can look at it like sort of like a value area, and then just go like this. But the way I like doing these sort of value areas is do from the value area high to the POC, or the value area low to the POC. So like something like this. So you have to like 2 ranges. I don't think I've taught that yet, so I'm gonna have to teach you guys how to do that. Like the concept behind it, but like, yeah, this is like, you could be shorting here all day, especially if like value. So like, if we're looking for shorts, we're taking from the value area high to the POC, and if we're looking for longs, we're taking from the value area low to the POC. So that's like why I'd be looking at that. You can see here, like that's 3 times. That would have been really nice. And then you're looking for another sort of area where we started to pump, which would have been right around here. You know, so you could even do something like this. Right, for longs, you're looking from value area low to POC. But what you can do is refine that a little bit more and see what we come out with. So this would have been what I would have been looking at, something like that. And you can see here just, you know, looking for the reaction. So that's, you know, how many trades you could trade the range. So you got 1 trade, 2 trades, 3, 4, you know, 5 right here. Maybe come back down 6, 7, 8, and then if we come back up here, that's 9 winning trades. You know, easily just off trading that range. And then, you know, like I say, no matter what, like you're gonna lose 1 trade, but if you're winning 9 and you lose 1, that's, you know, 10 trades, you got a 90% win rate. So that's really healthy, you know, in terms of like profit. So that's what I would be looking for. But again, this is crazy. The CBD is just falling off, and we're getting nothing. I gave me a 4 minutes until the new 15-minute candle open, so we'll see how that goes. But we're kind of just hovering around here. You know, we had to go to VWAP to start filling decent orders, and then we're hovering around POC, which is fair value. So, you know, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, this setup in itself is a really nice setup. So you could take that long there, and then, you know, look for a short around here if you weren't already out of that long. So if you're out of that long, you're trading futures. But that's something you would have been looking at there. You know, I don't really focus on risk to reward, by the way. Like, that literally does not matter. You know, for my sort of trading style anyway. But I suppose it does matter. Let me know what you guys think of that backdrop. I think it's sick. I think it's sick. So let's see what we're doing. Let's see what we're doing. We got another 2 minutes until this candle close. You guys already know the drill. I'll be in Malaysia next week. So if any of you guys are in Malaysia, hit me up. Could probably go out for dinner or something. But yeah, and also guys, join the Discord. If you're not in the Discord already, get into that Discord. Start messaging in, explain whatever you need to learn about order flow. I can help you. I'll be your own personal guide. Me personally, I know a lot of these mentors say, "Oh, I'll help you," and then you just don't hear from them forever. I will personally help you until you're profitable. So, you know, all you have to do is just tell me your problem, and I'll try to give you a solution. Cheers. So we're still hovering around. Obviously, that I'm so freaking mad, dude. I would have took that. Like that's such a textbook trade. Like if you watch Ronan's order flow strategy, my strategy, on the WAP, you will see how textbook that trade was. This was like, you know, textbook A setup. We're talking, you know, potential play. Okay, so that's potential play plus absorption, imbalance, Oh my gosh, trap traders. You know what I mean? For all you guys that don't know what trap traders are, it's these, see all these cells at the bottom? They're all trapped. So that just gives like that extra bit of oomph right up, you know? And then you could easily see, you know, that final piece in the coffin would have been this right over here. So these bang imbalances, bang imbalance, bang imbalances, bang imbalances. You know what I mean? You know, we have a 24-hour free trial. And then, of course, if you want an Apex account, you just click down here, and you can get it for, I think they have an 80% off right now, which is just insane. So use Ghost Fosterman's 80% off, which is what you guys want to hear. But share this stream. Let's try to get this stream popping off. Let's get the stream popping off. If you share the stream, let's see. Okay, there's the 15-minute open happened. Still nothing. So it looks like it's going to be that 6 o'clock candle. Might get a few front runs around that 55-minute mark. I've seen that before, so that can happen. But I'm just not seeing any trades yet. As well, like some of these trades are a lot easier to take than others. Like just around here, right? Like this long would have been super easy to take. Simply because if you look at the absorption. So like, okay, from this low to this low, we're breaking down crazy. So this is why I would have took this long, just this long alone I would have took. You know, and you can pick and choose, right? If you discover a range that's working, just choose the best trade setups. You don't have to trade like every single top and every single bottom. You can if you want. I do know, like, you know, a lot of you guys would struggle with that. So, you know, obviously if you want to, you know, I could go into each setup if you want. So you can see over here, right? These highs, there was exhaustion. Okay, so CBD exhaustion. Okay, so we're breaking higher on price but lower on CBD. And that's CBD exhaustion. So there's like, you could have took one setup right from here. You more than likely would not have taken this trade or this trade until the range is kind of set up. But you know, if you're looking at that from a POC and that value area high perspective, so if I just put that back on, not that, it's right here. If I put this back on, you'll see why that setup was decent, and then I'll put this back on as well. So you can see here, if I just set this up, okay, put this like this. Okay, so there's them two areas that you would want to long from or short from, which again is really nice. The more I look at this, the more I wish I was trading it right now. Very few days you'll get you know, trades like this, so you know, this is why. But that was a simple trade from here. These trades here were a little bit harder to trade, but like I said, so you know, trade one would have been this if you got that reaction. So you got trap buyers, okay, right at these highs, and then there's no real absorption, so there's not. But you can see here that we had some sort of exhaustion divergences, so they weren't really willing to get into the positions here. So we had this, right? This could have been your scalp, but you probably could have got back in on that retest. So if we're looking at that from that retest of this area, you know, let's say you just got in a couple ticks after, like it starts dropping off, and you can kind of see that. You know, we're looking at like a 2 point. So this is just going to be like a 2 point range scalp. So you're scalping here to here to here to here. That's your bread and butter. You know, every day. That's what you're looking for every day. They're going to be your like bread and butter trades for sure. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, as the live is going on, we need to start casting those trades again. In the next 5 minutes, if we don't get this breakdown, I'll be very surprised. Obviously by 6 o'clock, I think that 6 o'clock candle will break us down really nicely, but we'll see what we can do with that. Hopefully it goes nice. Yo, what's up? Just chilling. I know, I seen that. Congratulations on passing.
Well,
Oh yeah, why? Were they bad?
No, they were really good. It was just the end run. I was like up all night. I was not sleeping at all past the thing, like.
No way.
Yeah, I was like, I'm doing something. Like, I've got to do something. I put it in the Irish basic chat. Like, those are the trees. And like, you'll see, bro, how close I was to like.
Oh wow. There's some decent trades.
Yeah, the first two, bro, zero. It got to a point, bro. It must be about 9 o'clock this morning. I was like, alright, I need to go to bed. I guess I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And then as I'm in bed, I just hear my phone pop up a notification and my laptop make a sound. And I was like, Seatrader. I looked and it closed me out of 0.3. It didn't close me out of the rest.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to go on and manually close it, and when I manually closed it, it ticked up a bit, and the ask price ticked up a bit, and it wasn't enough.
Oh my gosh.
The take profit was dead set at where like a nice area, and I was like, bro, that's like, bro.
So what are you gonna do now then? Now that you passed, just try to get that payout.
I think so, bro. I did not know this.
Yeah.
Doesn't funding have an activation fee?
What of?
It's only £40, like.
That's not horrible. That is not horrible. Like,
It's not bad for a 5k, like.
yeah, I suppose.
Because if you get, what is it? I don't know. I got priced it and it was actually not that. I was kind of annoyed. I was like, oh, that's kind of a, what do you call it? If you get a 1 phase 5k, see, that's what I don't get.
But
Basically, so I could have just bought a 1 phase 5k
yeah.
for $49.
Oh wow.
Which I don't get, because if you buy a 1 phase for $49 or $49 and you pass it,
Yeah.
do you get the account? Do you have to activate the account after passing still?
So that would kind of make sense. Like,
Oh, even with a 1 phase, you still have to activate.
yeah. That's the same in futures, isn't it? Like, in futures there's only 1 phase. You still have to activate it. Like.
True. Yeah, you just gotta pay that activation. But that's what I mean. £40. I was like, not too bad. If I could hit like a trade like that in a fucking night, that's really nice.
Yeah, that is really clean. Like.
That would be 300 like withdrawal in 1 day. Should be the same.
Yeah. That would.
What happened? It was so annoying, but I looked at it. Whenever I first placed the trade, I placed a trade before it, like the winning one, and bro, Seatrader and instant funding with crypto, their methodology. I went to short like 1 lot
Yeah.
for that winner. I put in 1 lot to short, and it filled me only 0.1 lots.
Ooh, that is sus.
It's saucy. And you put your take profit, and I mean it eats through your take profit, but it won't fill your take profit fully. It's almost like if he's asleep, you're gonna fuck him over here.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. Like.
So I was able to actually be awake and catch it, and then had to just move on the last wee bit. It was literally like chasing a dollar.
Oh no.
It was annoying.
There was such a good gold trade earlier. I missed it. I'm raging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you just trading it, or are you trading gold as well?
I think they just trading it on that.
Right.
I need to get my trading view kind of sorted.
Yeah. Try to get that sorted
Whether I
today.
should pay the activation fee or not, or just kind of futures account.
It is. It's a tough one. Like.
Scalping is definitely not the way with crypto.
Yeah. Well, on futures on Alpha or not Alpha Apex, you can trade on TradingView. That's what I'm doing. Like.
Yeah.
You know, I do find it a lot easier. Like. Because you've already got the footprint chart on there. You've got pretty much everything you would need.
Yeah.
You know. We just rejected off that value area low from that whole entire range.
Yeah, I hate a short hanger. So what happened was I was in a trade
Yeah.
last night for one lot. Price, as soon as I entered my trade, price dumped off a cliff, and I was like, yes, is what I expected. I was like, dumped, and then dumped again, and I was up like 250. And I was like, it literally only needed like $50 more or something like that.
Oh.
Then it would have passed, but then literally skyrocketed up to the stop loss and break even. And I was like, I'm looking at Alice, I was looking at volume profiles, and I was like, bro, we're going down. Like, there was no strength at all. Like, there's no big trades and nothing happening here.
Mm.
Moving price up like crazy. I don't know, some Coinbase guy buying up rows.
Very
And
well.
I shorted. I was trying to get my short entries again. And
Yeah.
I took like a $70 loss.
Oh no.
Finally, I was like, okay, be patient, wait on the CBD to start declining, etc. And I got in on the short, and then it just played out lovely.
Well, that's good then. Are you happy about that? Yeah.
Semi.
Yo, do you want to jump into live stream free? I thought I was in live stream free. I'm not. I'm in basic.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah, 2 seconds. So let's see what we can get from here. We just had that. We just had that short on gold from that value area, which was really clean. Yeah, there was such a nice long earlier. I was going over it. Is that we tapped that VWAP plus we hit that range point of control, and then we also hit that imbalance. It was like just such a good setup.
on the CFD is pumping there a
Yeah, we just filled. Pretty sure. Yeah, we just filled all them imbalances. There's that 6 o'clock handle now.
bit. Yeah. I'm watching it on CJ.
Yeah, try to sort out that. Try to sort out your trading view, sure.
I'm not even get that sorted.
Yeah.
It's actually an ICT on CJ.
I don't know.
He's gonna lose it all.
That's it. He's gone. He's done.
He does. Yeah, I got the certificate for instant funding.
Oh yeah, send it in. Let's see. Oh no, that's someone else's name on it. That's right. I forgot about that.
Alright, awesome.
If well, if you're gonna buy an Apex, you should use code Falsterman as well. 80% off. Yeah, we're getting a crazy pump right now. We just hit the low end values. Slight CVD divergences, nothing crazy. So if you guys are looking for Apex cards, 80% off, code Falstermans. That's what I trade with, and you can get a really sweet discount on Apex. But you know, I would try to get educated first on order flow, so you guys can take better trades. That's for sure. Just retop that daily POC. You get a really sweet rejection. Quite a bit of negative delta as well. We'll see. I'm gonna hit that range POC as well. Did you see the merch, Josh?
Huh?
Did you see the merch?
Oh yeah? Nice.
Isn't it? I thought that hoodie was so sick.
Volume trader probably is there.
Just looks so bougie like.
Yes, sir.
I also see you didn't even pass that Wordle. That was hard though. That was a hard one today.
I was an annoying one. Issue.
Yeah,
Stupid.
for real. I guess sushi, and then cause I had like a U or something, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's issue.
Ah.
Yeah.
Color. I got mad colors on that.
Yeah. I just chose all the dark ones. I think the dark ones kind of look nice, but like for the Falstermans X VTC, I think that's just the grey looks pretty nice. Yeah. But like, see that black Volume Trader Club one with like the cursive writing? I want that so bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The one with like the cursive writing, huge text.
Oh, for real? I like color ones.
Yeah, the other ones are nice as well. Like,
I think the volume Pure Club would look better on the back.
I know, but it's just like, you know, I'm not a fan of like the back sort of merch.
Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah. But the ones at the bottom, so like you see that standard VTC T-shirt, only literally $15. That's like such a good deal, isn't it? Like, you know, and it has like the volume profile on it.
Yeah.
It just looks so sick.
3XLs.
I don't know, like who the heck's buying that?
If anyone buys a 3XL bomb.
Instant ban. I don't know what that would look like though. Like on the hoodies, like would it be super huge? You can get T-shirts that are 5XL. Yeah.
What? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
The 5XLs are pretty big, look.
100% cotton.
I know.
Well, the standard hoodie is 50 cotton, 50 polyester.
Yeah. They are super clean though, like. We're not getting a crazy reaction. We're literally still hovering around this range. But I think we should, like, if we're going to drop, it's literally going to be now. But, like, what is going on with this range? I think, you know, trading this range is not a bad shout.
No.
We've had, I done it out earlier, it was 9 trades, all within, just that one little tiny range.
Yeah.
You know, and then you would have had literally, you wouldn't have had one loser yet actually. So 10 trades so far now. Like.
Prince Trader in the shop.
Yeah, Prince to chill. So yeah, that there was one trade this morning, which was that weekly naked POC on gold. That's what I mean. Like the two really good trades today were just that weekly plus the range POC, and then the VWAP plus the range POC. They were like, you know, a 5 contractor, you know, and you wouldn't even have batted an eyelid. But CBD's like falling off a cliff right now, so wait and see what that's going like. Did you message that girl for your visa yet from Malaysia?
No, not yet.
Yeah, that's another thing. Don't forget you need to get that MDAC for Malaysia.
Yeah.
Malaysia digital arrival card. So yeah, I'm gonna do a new YouTube video, I think tomorrow or the next day on a 1 minute scalping strategy. See how that goes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got another one for the Notion journal. They're the two main ones that I need to do on YouTube. I just haven't done them yet. Daniel W. Hello, Daniel W. Right now, looking at gold, waiting on a break of this range. So far, we have not broke this range. So I just pull that. You'll see that if I just pull it here, actually, you probably could have took an easy, quick scalp. So once we broke out of this range right here, just that retest from here, and then if I draw this one right here, if I put here something like that, and get this going really nice. This nice tight value area. Probably could have took something like that. It's a really quick scalp. Stop loss just at that POC. You know, 2-to-1, a quick 2-to-1 trade. That was the only trade you could have took so far from this, but like we literally, that 6 o'clock candle, we broke, and then just got bought right back up. And you could actually see there's a lot of volume at the lows here. Retesting that daily POC as well. So let's try to see what we can get here, if we can start getting some decent trades. But so far, in this side, this whole entire range, we're not really getting much activity, which is annoying. But hopefully soon we can start getting some decent activity from here. Again, you know, like and subscribe, try to get the viewership up. Helps me out, helps the algorithm find better videos for you guys as well. Yeah, order flow is going to be the best way to go around this. Especially in range environments, like, you know, when you're ranging around those two areas that I marked out earlier. When you're ranging around here and this, you know, just shorting every single time we come into here, taking profit right here. Stop loss just one tick above. You know, waiting on the reaction, of course. So right around here, there was no real trade here. But then, you know, an easy trade right here. Stop loss just outside here. TP right here. You know, they're my favorite types of trades. Stop loss one tick above, TP right here. You know, so there's really nice range trading from it. But again, you know, keep on trading the range until it breaks. That's, you know, the best advice. Because you're going to win every single trade if you take the range trades, and you'll just lose the very last trade. So the very last trade that comes in, once we break out outside of that range, well, that's the losing trade. But if you're getting 1, 2, 3 winners, I personally would not have taken this one. You know, unless we got a nice reaction from it. So, you know, the POC was up here, and you know, we could have taken that short from here. So you're looking at this POC right here. So it's just that little black box. You know, that's the only other trade you would have took. You know, coming into here. So you could have ping ponged that. But other than that, there's like, you know, you couldn't have really taken any trades from here. If you would have, maybe let's say if you would have got into this, you might have lost that one actually. Let's just pretend. You know, so you had one losing trade, and so far 4 winning trades just off trading that simple strategy, which is taken from the value area high if you're looking for shorts, and the value area low if you're looking for longs. Again, that imbalances are just getting amazing reactions today, which just shows that like just such a lack of liquidity. Usually when we get like really nice reactions like that, it's because there's no liquidity, so we're just trying to always hunt it. And you know, that's where the liquidity is, because those imbalances, it takes 4 times as much volume to print those. So you're looking at 4 times more sellers here, 4 times more sellers here, 4 times more buyers here, 4 times more buyers here. And that's why we're getting those really nice reactions, because there's no liquidity to be had. And then obviously, guys, You already know it. I'm trading with Apex, so if you want a nice 80% off, use that code right down there. Daniel, how you drag your market profile from which times? So on the I have a bunch of custom profiles that I use, but like these ones right here, I'll just look for supply and demand zones pretty much and take from there. But the main ones that like everyone uses in the group would be these this template over here. So if it loads, there we go. So this is the main template. You can see here that this was like a really good trade. You could have shorted right from here and it would have been just a really clean setup. If I save this and then give it a refresh. I think it's because I have like a million tabs open on my other browser. I'll have to close all that. Yeah, there we are. So you can see here that this is a naked weekly POC. So that was a really nice trade. You know, I was actually talking about that earlier on TikTok. And then that also had this area of high volume linking up with it. So you had an area of high volume plus a POC. So that was one really nice trades. But all these are going to be daily profiles, weekly profiles, monthly profiles, and then custom sessions. I actually put in the custom session times inside the Discord. Someone asked about it earlier, and that's going to have like these really nice reactions. So you can see here, this is the custom session weekly. So it's not the weekly, it's the New York. But this was a really nice trade. You know, minimal drawdown. Over here we had a little bit more drawdown, but it was still a really nice trade. You know, you would have got a really nice long off there. And then obviously anytime we break a POC and with high volume, which just was not that crazy high volume, but it was high enough, that's when I would look for some shorts from here. So it was pretty nice, like trading session. But so far we're just hovering around this value area. You could see that we broke previous day's value area, and if I just mark that out on say this chart right here, if I just mark it out here, you know, once we broke, we retested it perfectly, and then now we're just hovering around it. But these sort of trades, like these are all scalp trades. You know, for market moving trades, you're looking at these POCs on the weekly and stuff like that, you know, especially on the daily. But like those little scalping trades that I was doing on my main chart, they were I'm using range points of control for them. So like you can see here, like, you know, I would pull these from areas where like we kind of had stickiness. So you know, if you're going off that you know, rally base drop, drop base rally, rally base rally sort of vibe, you know, we got that drop, we got a base, and then we got a drop. So that drop, base, drop, and then you take from the base, or you could take from the rally. So it doesn't really matter. But you just take from quite a few places, and then you see what's happening on the order flow. So you can see here on the order flow, we had a lot of trap buyers. So there's a lot of people buying these highs. So like, look how much, you know, of a move we got up. 6 point move to the upside. And then as soon as we got that 6 point move to the upside, a lot of buyers started coming in. And then that's just like, you know, that's telling me, like my sensors are going off, telling me, okay, this is crazy that all these buyers are coming in. And then what I would be looking for is those buyers that get trapped, which they did, and try to find a nice entry off that. So you can see here, we just got that perfect retest. So if I just pull this line straight over to here, you can see this was that POC. So once we hit that POC, you can see here, we pretty much tap that to the tick. And then once you get that, that's a pretty easy setup. So you could short on the retest, or you could just get in when you start seeing things. So like you could have got in right here when we started getting a rejection with all them buyers still present. And you probably could have got in here as well. So there's quite a few areas where you could have got in. Did you send in your pass certificate? Nice. See, that's what I like to see. Anyone that's passing these prop firms and all, you can hop onto the live with me. We'll get chatting. That's really nice. For play, man. That's what you like to see.
Free chat, upload it.
Yeah, for sure. Stick in free. That's really nice. That's really clean. Still hovering around here. I think we're not going to see any real liquidity until that refined New York session starts opening. But we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm, waiting on that really nice setup.
Don't want to leak the second name.
For real, man. I use Addis. Do you explain your strategy in Addis too, or just trading view in the course? I just explain trading view, but everything is still the same for Addis because I use Addis as well. So like I could help you out with Addis if you have any questions about that. So Addis is like really good. I use Addis as like a backup if trading view's like buggy, or if sometimes I'll just put on Addis anyway. But yeah. Like I can help you out with like all the templates and stuff, but it's really simple. Like all you need is like 3 charts, one of them being a volume profile chart, the other one being a delta profile chart, and then the other one being stacked imbalances. So if you have like all 3, and then you put that on your Addis, and then use I think it's called the market profile and TPO as that's going to be your like fixed range volume profile. So they call it something different on Addis. So instead of the market, or instead of the fixed range volume profile, they call it the market profile and TPO. So you just pull that from anywhere. Theirs is a wee bit nicer as well because it's like dynamic. So it's just you could like move it around the chart at any point, which is also a really nice thing. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of people in the group that use Addis, that come in and say, oh, I use Addis or Quantar and stuff like that. Still hovering around that daily point of control, like it's pretty crazy. No real liquidity coming in just yet. Gave me 5 minutes until, well, just need 5 minute opener now.
Bro, that's insane.
What?
So yeah, on instant funding, there was like really no point getting that challenge and that they give out because you can pay. So you can just get a one phase challenge for $49, and if you pass, they just upgrade you to the 5K and you start receiving payouts. But I have to pay 55 after passing. What?
Oh wow. That's pretty crazy, like.
backwards as hell. It should really be like $40 after. If for one case is 49 anyway. What if it's got all the add-ons onto it though?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like they offer like different like things. That's actually cool that they offer that though.
Let me actually check. So if you get a one phase 5k with major news trading and weekend holding, 10% profit split, it's $66 with those two, but I don't know what the one I have has. I don't even know what to check.
Yeah, Daniel, if you put in your chart, I could help you out a little bit better on like what you need and stuff. But like I'll send in a screenshot of what my chart looks like, and then I'll put in reference points, just like DM me in the Discord, and then I'll tell you like what each chart is, and then you could easily use like Addis and stuff. But it's pretty simple. Like honestly, this is a volume profile, this is delta profiles, this is delta profiles with stacked imbalances, and then these two indicators up here are just CBD. So you know, that's all you really need. But I could definitely help you, like if you needed help. You don't have to pay or nothing just yet, like you could just come in and text. But obviously if you're looking for the course and stuff like that, we offer a 24-hour free trial, so you know, if it's not for you, then you can just leave after the 24 hours. But yeah, if you do need a hand, I can help you out. But so far we're not getting anything outside of this range. We have 2 minutes until it's half an hour open, and then we have another half an hour until that 7 o'clock open. But we'll see what we can grab now. It'd be pretty nice. Let's see what we can get here. Literally another 10 seconds left until we get to that. There it is, that 30-minute candle just opened. But it looks like we've been trading inside this range for a while now. I'd say a lot of people are getting chopped up. Let's see what else we can do here. What do you recommend to pass the Apex 50k challenge? I stuck around because it go in 1 micro. It takes quite a long time. I would say scalp. Like if you can scalp or like learning like a good order flow scalping strategy, you should be pretty set like to pass. Because like, okay, just here there's 2 point, like this was just like a standard setup right here. You know, you could have probably, you know, if you would have scaled into this trade just down here. So if I just zoom out, there was a nice trade this morning. So this was our this was a standard setup. I actually teach this inside the course on my on the Ronin strategy, my strategy itself. This is a setup that I take. So this is a potential play, which is a range point of control. You got the VWAP, you have an imbalance, you also have CVD absorption. Right, so that third trade would have been, you know, if you would have TP'd there around, you know, 4 points, which is like, if you're using one contract, that's $400 just off that one trade. But if you would have scaled in, you know, you're looking at 2 or 3 contracts. They don't have a rule, so you can like pass in one day with Apex. They might have an offer going right now. Obviously, use code Fostermans, but if they do have an offer for that, I would wait. If they don't have an offer, I would wait until they have that offer going where you can pass it in one day. There's no like rules to how much you can make. There's no cap on the day, and then you just literally sit there all day just scalping. It's pretty fun, but like, yeah, I enjoy scalping, so it's like, you know. But if you don't enjoy it, then it's kind of hard. But that was a decent play right there. So that, you know, that would have been one trade. And then there was that naked weekly POC, which was this trade right up here. You know, you could leave runners in as well. So this trade here, if you were holding it for a while, you know, that this trade and that trade would have passed you in just one day. But like these are kind of hard. Like if you're only a beginner, it would have been kind of hard to spot this and then hold for that long, you know. But you probably could have, you know, scaled out around this midpoint right here. You know, because there's a lot of resting orders and stuff around here. Like you can see just, if I just pull this. So if I pull something like this, you can see this is the value area low. So this kind of area right around here would have been, and then obviously, you know, you probably could have took that retest. So once you break with high volume, that's another thing I go over, is like if you break a high volume area with high volume, usually the retest will be, you know, really accurate. So like, you know, you can see just right here. But again, if you're drawing them sort of zones that I was talking about, you know, you could easily just take a scalp from inside here. I would recommend every new trader kind of look at that as a thing. Look at zones first and then start, you know, working your way down to levels, because levels is a wee bit harder. But you can see here, like, if, you know, that's if you took these big trades, but like I can tell you, like right now, that this sort of scalping setup where you're taking from like supply and demand zones, something like this, so, you know, something like this right here, where you have this zone right here. So if you weren't in the live stream before, what you're going to do is take from the POC and the value area high if you're looking for shorts, and you take from the POC and the value area low if you're looking for longs, and then you're waiting on that order flow setup. So like you can see right here, we had a lot of CVD divergences. So if we take from this low to this low, it's going higher, this low to this low, it's going lower. So that was just one setup right here. And then you're trying to get an entry, so your entry is going to be around those POCs, high volume nodes, stuff like that, you know, just around here. But this is why I also have this chart open, is because what I'm looking for is those sort of reactions. So you can see right here, this reaction that we got would have been right here. This reaction was actually from this POC. So you know, you're just looking for those little tiny entry points, and then from there, you know, taking these until you hit the highs, and then when you hit the highs, you're looking for those little tiny entry points, which this one's a little bit hard to see, but this is that POC right here, just this little black box. So you know, this is what your entry is. That was a really easy trade though, because your stop loss was clear, your entry was clear, and your take profit was very clear. You know, that's a 2.5 point. You know, so if you're trading with 2 contracts, that's $500. You know, so you know, all these trades here would have netted $500 each. You know, so there's 1.5 K on a 50K account. And then I think you need to hit a 3K. So we only need 6 of these trades in a day. There was definitely 6 of these trades here, but but these were the easiest ones to take because of just how easy your stop losses were. Again, you know, your stop loss could have been inside here, but I always recommend outside of that zone because, you know, we could easily come back down to that zone, and you can see this right here, you know, so that, you know, we could easily just come out of the zone. But when we're trading inside here, like right up here, this was a hard trade. Again, so you might have had, like, I went over this earlier, but you might have had one loser here, and you had this loser right here. But, you know, so if I just, like, this is a loser, this is a loser, but this here was a winner. You know, I went over that, why we took that. That was a simple retest of this area right here. So you could have entered right off here, target here. But this, you know, this is a hard trade though, I'm not gonna lie. That was a hard trade. This as well is kind of hard trade. But, you know, these two were the hardest trades. But if you were to learn and, like, really put in the time, this trade, this trade, this trade, this trade, and this trade. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you're looking at, you only need one more to get you up to that 6 that you would need with 2 contracts. And, you know, 2 contracts is pretty standard. You know, with Apex, I would probably trade 2 or 3 contracts, and then once you pass, scale down to 1. You know, or have an ABC system. You know, so if you're scalping like this, 1 or 2 contracts, and then for these, like, you know, really nice plays, 3 or 4 contracts to try to pass it. You know, and then obviously when you've passed, you know, literally 1 contract for scalps, 2 or 3 for, like, heavy trades like this. You know, and that's your bread and butter. You know, that'll really help. But yeah, you're just gonna have to wait on reactions and stuff like that when it comes to those sort of order flow setups. That's what I would do anyway. But it's understandable. It is hard. It is hard to pass these accounts. But with time, you'll pass them. I passed the 50k Apex not that long ago. I actually put it up inside the Discord. Yeah, but you're still hovering around this range. This is probably the slowest live stream for trades I've ever seen. Anyone that else is trading gold right now, and they are taking scalps, they are getting chopped alive. Obviously, unless you're trading extremes, which is these levels right here. You know, I'd say a lot of order flow traders right now are looking at these extremes. But other than that, if you're not an order flow trader, and you're like, how else are you going to know about these sort of levels? So, you know, you're definitely getting chopped up for sure. Again, if we just go back over to the bias builder template, you know, we're just bouncing off that weekly point of control plus that daily point of control. It's going to be the same level, just a little bit more granular. Just because we opened up a new week. So every Monday, these will be the exact same levels, and every start of the month, these will all be the same levels. But, you know, we do have this Asia session POC right down here, and they usually give really nice reactions. And we do have an Asia up here apparently. So, you know, we have 2 Asias sandwiched in between us. We have an Asia POC at the lows and an Asia POC at the highs. I actually don't have that one marked out, so let me mark that. That's what I would do, and honestly, just wait on the reaction. You know, this in my opinion, this one's a little bit nicer just because of the high volume node we have right here. You know, so you look at it as an area plus that level, and that's really clean. But you can just, like, you know, go back and forth. try to get these likes up. Everyone that's viewing right now, please like the stream so we can start hitting the algo. But yeah, these trades, they're not bad. Again, I'm kind of just waiting until, but you actually could trade this little tiny range right here. You know, that's all you would do is just mark out this right here. You know, and mark out this right here. You know, but that's like, it's not my favorite. But yeah, you know, you probably could have took that short right there. You know, target this POC. You would have been out and all, just off that little trade right there. But again, it's not my favorite. But that was like the short right up here. TP'd right here. You know, just for a quick, you know, 1 point. Which on like 2 or 3 contracts is like $300. So it is hard to get them sort of trades, so I wouldn't personally look at them. But there's guys that trade that.
Instant funding uses Rise.
That's actually not bad. Rise is pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's quick, like you get payouts pretty quick.
Yeah, it says payouts for Rise are requests are processed within 24 business hours. The first payout is after 14 days from the first trade. Then every 7 days thereafter.
14 days after the first trade.
Yeah.
So what if it takes you 13 days to pass? Then on the 14th day, do you get it? So it would literally be paid within 24 hours.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I got me out. I don't know how that works. Yeah, you're right. Like if you make throughout those 2 weeks like $300, say, wow, $300. You then process $300 on the 13th day. Do you get it in 24 hours?
Yeah, I think so. That kind of makes sense.
It says the minimum payout threshold $25 per withdrawal price.
Wow. That's not, honestly, Instant Fund is not too bad, like, with those 5K accounts and stuff.
Yeah, all I think about that is like when I go to pay for it, it won't let me do add-ons.
Ah, right.
It's like already more expensive than the one fee is, and then you have to have add-ons. It's like not really. I don't know. It seems like really like scammy, or like backdoory, like casino type.
You could I don't know, for $40 it wouldn't be a bad shout to get like a 50K Apex. I feel like the risk to reward there is a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, it's something you're already familiar with as well. Like, you know, trading gold is like, and by the looks of things, it is very correlated with gold. I don't know why, but it seems that way.
Weird.
Yeah.
It would be an £18 minimum withdrawal. It's crazy that it's such low withdrawal.
Yeah, it is. Like, you know, £18. Like, what do you? It doesn't even. What does that cover?
Oh yeah, of course not. I'm just checking the minimum and max. Yeah.
On Apex, you have to make 2,600. But that's minimum withdrawal of $500. Like. You know.
Here's the fucking bell curve. Insane.
Oh wow.
Shit just straight up.
That was nice.
Like, it might be good to put like get one for punts.
Yeah. Well, if you're spending that, like $40 or £40 for an Apex or instant funding, if you're spending that, then you could go and you could. How much is an Apex thing? An Apex 50K.
80% is like 33.
$33.
Is that $32?
Is it?
Something like that. It's not in the 20s.
I don't know. I think it might be like.
I checked. I think it's 33. Level Pro.
Let me check. 30 or 80% off of 157 USD. Yeah, it's about £24. Yeah. Yeah, you could probably use if for what is that, for what, 60 pound, you're looking at, you could have 55K.
Yeah.
Just trade the, what's that other one, instant, trade the instant for a while, and then just switch back and forward, take your really like scalpy trades and those good trades like this morning on gold, take them on Apex.
And the punts, I was literally just thinking punts for the 5K. I was like, at that point, like, I'm not going to be fucking like looking at that as like an everyday thing. It's so fucking shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, it would literally just be hitting a punt of like, oh, I could take an L of like $30 or a W of 200 like a day.
Yeah. Is there any minimum withdraw or any minimum days for instant?
I don't think what you pass, okay. Like I said.
That's pretty healthy, like.
Yeah. Like once you're past, you can just withdraw profits.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
That was amazing. You like hit a few punts. Like it's not bad at all.
Well, we got 10 minutes. 10 minutes until that New York Open. Still hovering around. We're coming to these lows, but there's not really many trades here. Like, you guys already know, code Fosterman's 80% off every Apex account you buy. Really clean, really nice. We also got an Apex giveaway right now inside the Discord for 300K in Apex funding. So you can literally go and enter that.
Okay, I did send them an email there.
Okay, what was the email saying?
I said, in my pay, one fee is my pay, and I add on my albums, like,
Mm-hmm.
I literally, what? My fee is, I get add on, you get, the free one, like they give, does not include any add-ons.
Yeah.
Then she said, all of the purchase of standard conversions, the add-on will revoke your free to keep your challenge standard purchase commissions.
Oh, what does that mean?
I buy a one piece, 5K, an hour,
Yeah. Well, that's really good. Yeah, clarify for sure. Just hit that POC right here, and we'll just tap that POC as well. breaking up. Again, you know, this range, if any of you guys are trading it, I feel really bad. This is a really tough range to trade for sure. But something like this, if we just go to a value area, you know, maybe hit up, tap this value area low for the breakout on that 7 o'clock candle. But we'll see, we'll see. Or the 1 o'clock candle for you Londoners. But we'll try to get this. We'll try to get this decent trade in for you guys. Obviously, like and subscribe right now if you can. Let's try to get some likes and subscriptions in here, guys, for these good trades. Of course, the range, you know, unless you're trading order flow, you're going to get chopped up to pieces. These are the only two areas that I would have been looking at. And then obviously once we break down, you could be looking at here. Plus we had a Asia POC just below here. So that's another area for long. But we're not really getting anything. So we'll see. We'll see. But kind of just waiting until we tap back up into this area of supply. You know, but again, you know, you could have probably took a short from here. It's just not something I was interested in, you know. So you can see here we have this range, we broke out of here, this little small range, broke out of this range, and then we retested right here. You know, you could have entered here, stop loss right here, and TP'd down at these lows. I would probably TP'd here though, but again, it's not something I'm looking at simply because, you know, we were just hovering around this range. So I'm waiting until we break out of this range, or unless we come to the tops. Okay, so if we were still treating it like a range, which is, you know, shorting here, longing here, shorting here, longing here, shorting here, longing here, shorting here, longing here, you know, trading that sort of range. And then if we were to continue that, then I would have been looking for shorts here and longs here. But you can see it was just weakening up. We got a high, lower high, a lower high, a lower high. So, you know, that's another way to determine the breakout direction. But the clear indicator to where we were going to break out to is simply because of the CBD. So you can see CBD just falling off. So I suppose that, you know, this wasn't a bad trade, but it's just, you know, it's not high enough quality for me. I'm only looking for A+ setups, okay? So those A+ setups are the ones that are going to help you pass those Apex accounts. But yeah, so that's what we're looking for, guys, is those passing account trades. But obviously, if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Like and subscribe. New 5-minute open. It's kind of bringing us down. But I'd say we are officially broken outside of this range. So we can start removing some of this stuff. And then looking for a test around here. If we just look at the volume though, there's not a lot of volume around here. So this level might get eaten through. But that's why we react off the order flow. Here. Maybe just tap that perfectly. So let's see what's happening. Like, see that slice right through? That's like a high volume slice. So we'll see what's happening here in the next couple minutes. We just hit VWAP as well. So just tap that VWAP, just hit that range point of control. Just fill that imbalance that was right over here. This is the last sign of defense. There's a 3-minute open. Realistically, I'm kind of looking for this break and retest. I would rather take that retest here. But we'll see. We'll see what we can get. No divergences yet. Plus we're coming up with 3 minutes left until new hour, new half an hour, new 15. A bunch of new candles opening, so I would wait. Better safe than losing money. Patience pays, guys. Patience pays. So be patient. Wait on that good trade. We can see that's a crazy reaction just from that VWAP and this range point control so far. So if you would have taken that for play, if you guys took that, but again, that's just not my risk profile. I would not have taken that just yet. You can see there was actually some CVD divergences on that candle. Let me see. 7. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Do they have a consistency thing with that firm? Oh yeah. I'm not sure how they work. I think I had one as well, but it just wasn't really like. You guys already know, like and subscribe, and we can you can start chatting, and I will answer any questions you need about order flow. Well, we have 1 minute left. Of course, trading view starts to lag out as soon as it starts to happen. Typical trading view fashion. We have 2 seconds left. Let's see what's going to happen. There's definitely some CVD absorption right there. Yeah, the announcements channel just. Okay, so we got that new 1 hour candle open, plus pretty much every other candle just open there now, guys. Just filled those sell imbalances. No real action. We are getting some divergences though, so. Again, I like taking it easy. Once we get those new 1 hour candle opens, I like to kind of take it a little bit easy. Just see how price develops and stuff. Because you can always re-enter and just get a better setup. You know, as long as it just doesn't run away from you, which more times than not, guys, it runs away. But you just gotta be careful because, like I said, you know, you have all this negative CVD coming in. So you just look at this, CVD has just been falling off a cliff. Even when we were ranging there, for a while, we were just falling off a cliff. So that's why I would rather just, you know, hold on to my hat and wait. That's going to be the higher setup probability. But we're getting there, we're getting there. We're getting some form of action, which is nice. Again, if you're going to enter off that CVD, would have been right here on this new candle open right here. And that would have been the only entry possible for you guys. So I did not enter that one, but we can monitor and see what's happening. I would rather miss than chase, that's for sure. So interesting watching people. Who's stalking people now? That's crazy. What the heck? Okay, now the re-entry right here. You gonna shower? I just got my usual rice and chicken. I can't wait to go to Malaysia though and get some decent food. Like they have some really nice food over in Malaysia. Everyone that I've talked to about it is always saying about it. So that'll be nice, like. Yeah, there's that pump. Honestly, you know, taking that long right from here would have probably been wise. Just with the divergences and stuff. And if you guys didn't know, that was the level we take from. It was just this level down here, but you probably could have made it a zone. We just go to line profile. You know, it's this zone right here we're looking at. So we just pull like this. You know, this is the area we're looking for. The cap's that long. You know what's up. Are you gonna start uploading again on TikTok? Nice. Yeah, that's chill. That's really nice. That's really nice. Yeah. We're still getting that negative CVD coming in. Not much happening really, like. Probably could enter again just around here on that 5 minute. If you look at that 5 minute profile, another entry could have been right here. Obviously your best entry was down here. It's not something I would have taken just because of the time frame. Because as soon as we open that 1 hour candle, we're starting to get that pump. TP1 probably would have been already hit. Let's just see. So you already, if you did take that trade, that TP1 already was hit, and then search TP1, and then TP2 is going to be up here. So we'll see how we react from here, but there could be another entry just below here, but we'll have to wait and see. But this seems pretty healthy. CVD looks like it might be turning as well. You're seeing this little like jump up here. More than likely going to fill these imbalances. So we'll see how that plays out. Which you guys already know, like and subscribe. Use code Fostermans on Apex for 80% off of any 50k, any 300k, any account you want. You will get 80% off. We just got to retest that New York POC right here. Filled all them imbalances, so let's see what's going to happen now. Do we continue on up from these imbalances, or do we go down to here? Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a nice pump. Right, sounds good, sounds good. Right, speak later. It was not a bad trade, guys. It just was not for me. Considering, if you look at all the CBD and how we're just constantly falling off right now, it's going to take a lot of momentum to get back up to this area right here. So once we start getting that momentum coming in, I feel like that'll be a little bit easier to start bouncing into some decent trades. But until we get that momentum, I don't think bouncing into these trades, unless you're scalping it, of course, then that was a decent scalp. But again, guys, make sure you subscribe, like all the content. You already know the drill. Let's see what we can get here. If any other trees come in. So again, we closed and then just opened right down here on that 5 minute right at this POC, and now we're getting that nice little pump up. So again, you probably could have took that trade. A lot of volume coming in at these highs. Whoa. That would have been a really nice scalp setup right here. So I'll just show you guys one more time. If you would have entered right around here, stop loss below here, the reason you would have entered was because of this, CVD divergences, which is pretty nice. And then obviously TP1 and TP2. TP1 is going to be right over here, and TP2 is just going to be that level right over here. So really nice setup. And I'm actually going to post that on the trading floor just to show you guys. Really nice clean setup. So yeah, literally just that, if you would have took that trade just from, like I said before, that POC targeting right around here, you already would have hit TP1, so you would have been at break even. This would have been TP1 right here. So TP1 would have been, if we take from there to there, you would have got, for every contract that's $130. And then up here for your final TP, you would have been $330. So if that was a 2 contract trade, you're looking at, 460-ish on that one setup. That's with the Apex accounts. So that's a really nice setup, obviously. Just guys, any questions, ask them and I will get back to you ASAP. You can join the Discord and text me inside there as well if you need any help with order flow or anything of the sort. That is my forte. I'm going to help you with that. That was a really nice pump up. Honestly, there's a lot of volume coming in there though. You guys seen that? Any second here I think we should hit TP. So that's a really nice clean setup. We had that VWAP, we had this major point control, we had CVD divergences, we even had the retest of that POC. So that was like a perfect entry criteria. Again, I just did not take that simply for the fact of that 7 o'clock open, but I know a lot of you guys don't mind that 7 o'clock open. But one tick away from TP. If we refine this, just double check and make sure. Yeah, we're one tick away from TP. Could you imagine just reversing right now? Just all the way down. That does happen, that really does happen. So that's another reason why I would scale your stop loss. So just keep on moving, or trail your stop loss, keep on trailing that stop loss up and up and up. Not at random points either. Like right here, under here is where I would have had a stop loss already, so something like this. That's where I would have put my stop already. Because if we break that, then, the next area is right down here that we're probably going to go to. So that's just one of the reasons I would not like, these funded accounts. That's the reason I would not like that. But we're coming close at daily POC as well. We're about to retest this POC on a 5 minute. So we'll see how we react from there. That could also be really nice. New 15-minute candle open as well, so we'll see if we can get some coming in, some volume coming in. But again, we were trading that range. Obviously, when we broke that range, we were looking at that. There was a short right here. If you would have took that, that was not something that I was willing to take. Something down here is something that I probably would have taken if we didn't have that 7 o'clock open. The 1 o'clock open as well is it's a wee bit too crazy for me. But again, just off that trade alone, so far you would have been up, $320 per contract. So that's a really nice, easy trade. But I think I will let you guys go because this has now been a 2 hour long live stream. And of course, you know, we do these every single day for the next month, and then we'll be doing them inside the Discord. So make sure you join the Discord, and you can tune into these every single day. Okay? So I will see you guys in the next one, and peace out.